Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of Monster Speaking Podcast. It's your homeboy, Dark Side of Daryl, Darth Vader again, Wyard again, all the other good stuff, man. St. C, South Carolina finest.
Hey, it's your boy Mike, better known as Booby, aka Choke Yourself, aka Misunderstood.
Hey, we may not always be right, we may not always be wrong.
But you always gonna get our Mouse opinion what we're speaking on.
Hey, man, what we speaking on over there, Mr. Mike?
Oh man, I know football happened this weekend, but something
Mm-hmm.
happened over the weekend that kind of bothered me. And baseball my first love.
Yep.
But Ricky Henderson passed away at 65 years old. Anybody know anything about Ricky Henderson? Ricky Henderson was the first, I would say, first person that had flair, had that persona, had that
Mm-hmm.
swag. When he hit a home run and stuff, he was go around and pop his collar. He
Mm-hmm.
was pretty much he was the first dude I know that when he got a walk or a single, he was gonna be on third base. He was
Mm-hmm.
just dynamic. He was great outfield. He didn't have the strongest arm, but he was just a great outfielder. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? He just had
Let's call
you
it
see how he
Ricky.
pop. Ricky
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
swag about him. He was the guy what they're doing now, like LaMelo and all them doing the 3-point thing and all this. He was doing that way back when. So Ricky
Yes.
Henderson was
Yes.
that guy. But when I heard the news, man, like me loving baseball the way I love it, man, it just hurt me to my soul. But rest in peace to one of the greatest lead. Probably no, it ain't the greatest. He is the greatest leadoff batter of all
Exactly.
time.
Exactly.
There's no ifs ands buts about it. I know Lou Brock was great when he was coming
Yep.
up. You
Yep.
got some other people, Otis
Mm-hmm.
Nixon, Willie McGee, Vince Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
The list go
Mm-hmm.
on and on, but nobody was like nobody in their mind was like Ricky Henderson. So
And
rest in peace.
And Ricky Henderson, like I said, I want to say a condolences to our Ricky Henderson, all his family and his friends. Makes the rest in peace, Ricky Henderson. But one thing about Ricky Henderson, like I said, he was one of the greatest hitters of all time. Had over 3,000 hits. But another thing about Ricky Henderson, man, he had that Oak Town swag.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
know in Oakland, Oakland has it's a different type of
Yeah.
vibe that's going on down in Oakland. You got your Hammers, you got your Mac Dre's and all. Oakland is its own little thing, your E40s and stuff like that. So they got their own swagger, their own slang, their own. It's a certain thing about Oakland, like I said, Too Short. It's a certain thing about Oakland, man, that when you from Oakland or you from the Bay Area and stuff like that, man. And Ricky Henderson, like I said, he definitely represented for the Bay Area. He definitely represented for the Oakland Athletics. He definitely represented for Major League Baseball in a major way. Um, yeah, he's just
Yeah.
definitely one of the greatest of all time to do it, man.
A lot of people call him a hot dog. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people say that he was, but it wasn't that. He just loved the game, but the way
He
he
loved the
played it,
game.
it wasn't the same as everybody else.
Yep.
Everybody plays the game a certain way.
Yep.
He brought, like I say, swag. He brought, he
Mm-hmm.
brought, he brought a different style. And when I saw Dave Stewart talking about the other day, his
Mm-hmm.
teammate, it
Yeah.
just, it just hit home, man. How much he was only 65 years old, had a lot more living to do, but tragically he left this world. But like I say, he'll never be forgotten. He was the number one leadoff hitter of all time. So shout out to Ricky Henderson, the Oakland A's, man. And like I say, I just want to say, man, my condolences to him again. Like I say, and on that note, we're gonna go ahead and jump into what happened football this weekend. We're not
Mm-hmm.
going to we're just going to touch on a few games, but
Mm-hmm.
the best game this weekend was the Commanders. The Commanders at the last 6-7 seconds they beat
Yep.
Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Jaden Daniels, beat them. But like I said, the Washington lost their quarterback to concussion. So, not having, your number one quarterback there,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of, I'm not gonna say Washington win was tainted, but when Hurts got hurt, and you got to realize Saquon Barkley had 109 yards the first quarter.
Mm.
So, and to pick it back off of that game, I had a
Yeah.
conversation with my uncle and my dad over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying Saquon Barkley have an MVP type of year. We know
Yep.
that,
Yep.
but I had to sit there and think about it. We're not. I'm not. I'm never going to question the kid's
Mm-hmm.
ability,
Yeah.
but you're going to think about this here. The Panthers have Miles Sanders here. He
Yep.
had a career year with Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley having a career year with Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Saquon Barkley didn't have this kind of career in New York because he tore his ACL. We know
Yeah.
that he was on a bad team.
Yep.
Daniel Jones wasn't a good quarterback at all.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that Saquon don't have this in him, but how much of it is it all him, or is it the system he's in because of how Miles Sanders got played when he was up there? I just have to question that because the reason I say that,
what you're saying. Go
the
ahead,
reason
my
I
bad.
say that because of okay, I'm gonna show you the difference between Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry put up yards every year with Baltimore without a great quarterback, without a running quarterback. Saquon Barkley, like I said, had Daniel Jones. But when you get to Philadelphia, all of a sudden you got Jalen Hurts, who's a dual threat quarterback. So you don't know who's going to have the ball. Derrick Henry putting up the same kind of numbers he was putting up in Tennessee, and he's putting up in Baltimore. So that's the only difference. That's the only gripe I got about this whole Saquon Barkley thing.
No, the reason I say I think you may be a little bit wrong on that is because you got to think about it like this right here too. Yeah, Saquon Barkley was putting up numbers, you know what I'm saying, while he was in New York, but you got to think about it. Everybody knew Daniel Jones was a good quarterback, so they're going to they can put 9 men on the line anyway to try it. So he still was good. He was still going off even when they had.
But he wasn't putting up these astronomical numbers he's putting up.
Because
now, that's
you know why?
I'm splitting hairs. I'm splitting hairs. I'm splitting hairs though.
Why you said the reason why I say that because you got to think about it, Philly got a better offensive line.
Yes.
So that's why
everything about Philly is better. That's what I'm saying. So when he chose to go to Philadelphia, when the Giants told their kid to walk out the stadium and walk out the stadium and just go, he picked Philadelphia. That was the best place he could have went because you got a top 5 offensive line. You got a dual threat quarterback. You got AJ Brown on the outside. You got Smith on the outside. So you got players all over. So you got to pick your poison with them.
You got to pick your poison.
You know that, like I say, I'm not. This is not a knock on him. I just want to know if he had this. Could he have done this in New York with lesser talent?
He probably could have done it in New York if they had the receivers.
See, I'm gonna show you a person. I'm gonna show you a person that you could say this to.
Who?
Chris McCaffrey was a perfect example. He didn't have the talent in the Carolina Panthers, but he put up monster numbers every year. Every year. He didn't have the same kind of talent Saquon Barkley had over there. Look at the talent that Chris McCaffrey had around him when he was with the Panthers compared to what Saquon Barkley got with the Philadelphia Eagles. But when Christian went out there to San Fran, he put up this even better numbers before he got hurt. That's what I'm saying. My thing is, Christian did it when he was with the Panthers, and he did it out there. Saquon had good years in New York, but not great years because of his injury. But he's having a phenomenal year
right now. But you got to think about it, too. The Panthers did have some type of offensive line back.
Not like Philadelphia. Not like Philadelphia's. And like I say, this is no knock to Saquon. I'm just saying this to say that. So it's no knock, but I'm saying right now, if I had to go MVP, it'd be 1 and 1A, it'd be Josh Allen, and it'd be Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at. But like I say, at the end of the day, Washington did knock off Philadelphia to break that streak. So, but like I say, you know, it's best to lose, better lose now than get the playoffs and lose that game. So, you know,
exactly. Yeah.
Another game I want to look at, I want to dive into a little bit was the Atlanta Falcons playing the Giants.
Okay.
Michael Penix went there and they whooped the Giants. But again,
it's the Giants. It's the Giants.
That you said it right there because anybody can beat the hell. You can get off the couch and go beat the Giants right now.
True.
So
but you got to think about it too. Yeah, the Giants ain't got nothing to play for. Like I said, they're ready to go home. They're ready to attack though. But Penix did look good. He got rid of the ball. He was doing little quick slant routes. He got rid of the ball on third down conversions. He made a lot of third down conversions, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting Sunday to see the Panthers play. No, Panthers got them next week. Panthers got Tampa Bay, but I want to see, him in a situation where he playing a better team with a better defense. Not saying we got a better defense.
The last 2 games they got, ain't really against no like per se better teams, but the last 2 games they got, they can beat those 2 teams. You know.
But I don't know who they got this week. But I know they got the Panthers last game of the season. So my thing is, it'll do the Panthers for the 85 South rivalry. It'll do the Panthers a world to knock the Falcons out of the playoffs. Because that's our rival. So we're gonna see next week. We got a Tampa Bay this weekend. So the Panthers pretty much are going to decide the NFC South in their last
because
game.
The Panthers already knocked out Arizona.
They knocked out Arizona Sunday.
So they
got a chance.
The Panthers can be the upset. Yeah, they can be like when a pool table when you scratch the cue ball. The
Yeah, hey, listen. in the next 3 weeks, the Panthers got a chance to knock Arizona out, and then they can decide the NFC South between Tampa Bay and Atlanta. So it's going to be interesting. The Panthers have something to play for.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams may don't. But it's going to depend on the Panthers. Are they going to go out there and put up a fight to try to do it? So that's my biggest issue.
Because you got to think about it, that's bragging rights. That builds up the team camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? They can be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? That gives them something to look forward to. You know.
Just like I was listening to the Panthers Sunday. Arizona players was out there saying y'all trash and this, that, and the other. But look here, you can say that, but guess what? You got beat.
You see how to play the game.
The Saints said the same thing when they came back to play us the second time and we beat them here. They said, how we lose to the Panthers? Wait, look at you got to ask yourself in the locker room how you got.
You still got to play the game, Mike. You still got to play the game. You can talk all you want. You still got to step in between those lines, those 100 yards, and play the game. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't. I don't know the dynamics of how these guys are sitting there talking that noise. Sitting, I don't understand because, like I say, I understand the competitive nature and you talking, but at the end of the day, when you tell a man in front of you that you trash and you garbage, it's gonna make the other team whoop you. Now the Panthers is in a sticky situation to me.
Well, you said that
you want to win, you want to build a culture of winning.
Yeah,
but you trying to set yourself up for the NFL draft. See, and the players don't look at it like that. The players are not worried about draft picks. They're worried about winning and making themselves look better.
Is they already set for what pick they're going to get?
No, that's what I'm saying, because the season ain't over. So my thing is, I see people on the blog saying this all the time. Why they winning when the season's over? You got to understand, when you're an athlete and you're a competitor, you're not out there you're not worried about who they're drafting next year.
Exactly.
Because guess what? Everybody on that team is trying, if they don't have a contract for next year, they are trying to.
And you know what?
Another
thing a lot of people don't think about, these players got incentives built into their contract. You know,
some do.
Yeah, some of them trying to.
But just imagine, like Brady Christensen this is last year on his contract in rookie year. He trying to show other teams if the Panthers don't give me something. So you got a lot of players out there saying, you know what, I'm trying to make my tape for next year. So if somebody want to come at me in free agency, they can say, hey, he balled out or he didn't ball out. That's what you're looking for. So I mean, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
What's another game that you want to hit on?
Man, because really ain't really know the big games was really, like I said, you got Dallas, they're already out.
But they did beat Tampa Bay. They hurt Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
they hurt Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. It's the NFC. The NFC South really is the one that's kind of like is like a
it's only it's a two-man team.
It's a two-man race.
It's between Atlanta and Tampa Bay. That's
it. But then,
like I say,
but then the Panthers got to be able to go ahead and put a hurting on the Falcons when they play the Falcons. Could knock them out the way you said.
They got Tampa Bay Sunday. The Panthers got Tampa Bay Sunday, so they could
hurt. Well, they can only hurt one of the two. It's going to be Tampa Bay or either going to be the Atlanta. But if they beat both of them, then you know what I'm saying, they did what they're supposed to do. The Panthers did what they're supposed to do.
I want to talk about the Texas and Kansas City game that happened last week. But CJ Stroud threw a touchdown pass to Tank Dales, and on that play, Tank Dales tore his ACL and dislocated his kneecap. So, and if you watch that game, you watch the highlights, Stroud was totally distraught when he found out he knew right then and there that he was hurt. So my thing is, it's like, you lose. Nico Collins was out for 3, 4, 5 weeks with a hamstring. He came back. Stephon Diggs tore his ACL up early in the year. So now you lose Tank Dales, and then just today or yesterday, they picked up Deontay Johnson off waivers.
Okay.
So Texas did pick him up, but we all know, as the first 3 teams that I've been on, he's a cancer.
Well, you know what? These last 2 games, he may be able to look, man. If I don't do something, ain't nobody gonna want me no more. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta realize this is contract year.
Yeah.
This is last year on the contract.
He
set himself up. He's not even on the level of what's my man played for the Steelers? Brown. Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, yeah.
See, Antonio Brown went out, but he'd already had his best years. And when he went out, when he took his uniform off, he was Tampa Bay. That was the end of his career.
Yeah, you ain't seen no more.
Only 29 years old. Now you're gonna have 3 organizations.
How old he is?
29. And he's looking for a new contract next year.
They ain't gonna get none because he already up in age already. You see what I'm saying?
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out your mindset. Like, son, what are you doing? Teams are these are the 3 organizations: the Panthers, the Steelers, and now you got Baltimore. people gonna be talking like, what did he do in the locker room?
They ain't gonna pay no money. He ain't gonna get that type of money he think he gonna get.
Well, what's going to happen to him? He gonna end up probably be one of them kind of players. He gonna end up getting 1 year deals every year.
1 year deals,
prove
yeah.
himself. He'll never get that big payday he's looking for because of his mentality and because of the way he. Yeah, it's not gonna work out, man. But like I say, but I guess another game that I really want to touch on was actually the Lions coming back and beating the Bears the way they did because they got beat pretty bad by Buffalo.
Well, you know what? It was a pretty good shootout. The only thing they really lost, they lost some key players on offense and defense.
But David Montgomery didn't have the NFC surgery like they thought he would.
Yeah.
So they say he's trying to rehab to come back for the playoffs.
He probably could.
They still went up to Chicago.
Yep.
Even though divisional game, they went up there and put up 34 again.
Yep. They did what they're supposed to do.
They licked their wounds against Buffalo.
Yep.
Went up there. That's a sign of a team that's
a sign of a team. Exactly.
They could have went to Chicago and laid down and got that trap after they got beat by Buffalo.
Exactly, because they could have been in the mentality, that just Chicago Bears. We ain't got to worry about them. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you Dan had them guys say, look at here, man. Hey, I don't care who on the other side. We gonna put our foot on their necks and do what we need to do.
That's what he did.
And that's what he did.
I mean, but like I say, to me, by far, he has to be the coach of the year.
Easy,
by far.
Easy.
It's not even a question.
Yeah, ain't no question.
Like I say, you got some awards this year. I think it's going to be already decided.
Yeah.
And I think, but the MVP of the league would be the interesting one for me to see who's going to win the MVP. But like I say, man,
I'm leaning towards Josh, man, for real. I think he probably got that in the bag. The way that he's been competing,
and I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, he got them boys, man. He got his whole team.
I told you this. You lose your number one receiver, supposed to be number one receiver. That's what counts.
Yeah.
Now Josh can focus on throwing it to everybody.
Everybody.
You listen. People don't understand. You don't want a receiver coming to you every play in the huddle. Man, I was open. Man, I was open. You throw. Yep. Listen, so guys, after a while, that Josh Allen gonna force the ball over there where you can spread the ball.
Yeah.
It ain't. And I don't understand about receivers. Only one football. Everybody can't get it every time. Sometimes you got to go out there and just do your job to be a decoy so somebody else get open.
Somebody else can get it. Yep.
But Stephon pretty much is like he's like one of these Deontay Johnson kind of players. I want the ball every time. Or look at Odell Beckham now. Odell Beckham been cut how many times now?
A lot.
These guys, as a receivers, got to quit being divas and thinking it's all about them. It's not. It's a team game.
And, at the end of the day, like I said, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that big contract because they already know they only gonna get like maybe 2 big contracts in their career if they have a long career. So they're trying to get the money. I can understand why they're doing what they're doing.
But look at it like this. Larry Fitzgerald played a long time. He got big contract, but he wasn't a diva. He wasn't a diva. Look at a guy like Jerry Rice. He wasn't a diva.
Yep.
It's some guys out there who wasn't divas, just played ball and
they can just play. Like
Megatron, Marvin Harrison. Megatron, you got Marvin Harrison who played like that.
Yeah, Megatron.
Tim Brown played like that.
Megatron.
You got Sterling Sharp play like that. You got some people that play like that.
What's my man from the Cardinals? Larry Fitzgerald.
That's what I said. Larry Fitzgerald. That's what I'm talking about. Larry Fitzgerald. He was one of the ones. He was touchdown, hand the ball off, hand the ball to the referee.
Yep.
He didn't have no antics.
Yep.
He wasn't flamboyant. He played the game the right way.
The game the right way. Yeah.
Look at what's my man that played in Houston, Texas? Andre Johnson. He was the same way.
Yep.
Anquan Bolden. You got some people that play the game the right way and they wasn't flamboyant at all.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of receivers nowadays thinking that, okay, you know what? Like Justin Jefferson is another one. He don't say a whole lot.
Yeah. He just
he don't say a whole lot.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase might talk after the game, but on the field,
he don't do a lot. Yeah,
but I think because of him and Joe Burrow's, they interact playing in college, they know how to react. So, but there's some receivers now they still know how to carry themselves. Like even Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't see him being a diva.
Too much.
He gonna get it like his daddy, Marvin. So he gonna be like his pops. So
exactly. Yeah.
And a shout out to Jonathan Taylor for 219 yards rushing this weekend. He had 28 carries, 219 yards. Man, he was toting that pill like it wasn't no other. And then Jordan Love, give credit where credit due with the Packers. They shut out the Saints last night, 34-0?
As they should. They should.
This is the time of the year, the Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions.
Because Minnesota's 13-2. Detroit 13-2. The Packers are
11-3, 11-4,
11-4. I think 11-4. They're 11-4. Yeah.
I still say out of the NFC, Detroit got so many. I really believe at the end of the day, the injury's going to hurt them.
Injuries, yeah.
Injury's going to catch them eventually.
Yeah.
The team I'm looking at, if they can get right, is Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah.
But Minnesota is a team. But only thing about Minnesota, I'm worried about them in the playoffs. We don't know how Sam Darnold going to act in the playoffs. He's never been there like that.
He never been to the playoffs.
So you gotta factor that
in.
Has
Love been in the playoffs?
Well, who? It wasn't with the Jets. It wasn't with the Panthers.
They wasn't there last year, right?
He was with Sam Rand, but he was on the bench last year.
Yeah, he was on the bench, yeah.
So I mean, so I'm saying playing the regular season and in playoffs is totally different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know if he was in the playoffs or not.
So my thing is, I really believe Philadelphia and the three teams in the NFC North, any one of them four can go to Super Bowl. I don't see the NFC South representing Super Bowl. Nah. I don't see who's gonna ever come out the West. Because if the Rams come out, the Rams can score, but I don't think the Rams got enough to stop nobody.
They ain't got enough to stop, but they're getting health at the right time. You know, they said Puka Nacua.
They are. They can score, but I'm saying I just don't know if they're gonna have that enough to stop them other teams.
But then like you said, Green Bay. You said they got Love. What's the running back? From
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs from the radio. He's balling.
From the Raiders, balling.
And really, to be honest, Green Bay got 1A receivers. They got a bunch of receivers. So that's the thing about Love. He got so many receivers he can throw to.
Yeah, he can throw to.
He ain't got to force the ball to nobody. So
exactly.
But like I say, we want to do something different today. Today is Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. This is why we coming to you like this. We're not in the studio because he's with his family, I'm with my family, but we still want to come bring our podcast to you all. Also, we want to give a shout out. This weekend, we got invited to a Black Gala, the 13th annual Black Gala uptown at the Fillmore.
Actually, my bad. It was 13th annual Gray Holiday.
Gray Holiday. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I want to say, again, the shout out to Dr. Israel, her husband Daryl, to No Limit Larry. Yep. We went somewhere this weekend where me personally, I can't speak for my partner, but for me personally, I never experienced nothing like this.
Yeah,
people coming there with the best tux and. You see stuff on TV like this, and for our podcast to get, invited to something like this, showing us that we are really making strides and we're really doing a nice thing, and then for No Limit Larry to actually reach out to us and ask us to come to his toy drive. Shout out to No Limit Larry for his toy drive. That was this Sunday. We made it out there to get some toys away. So we're making strides with this podcast to try to make it bigger and better. And we finally getting out here in Charlotte and bumping elbows with some of the people of the who's who. And that's what we did this weekend. So thank you to Dr. Israel. Thank you to No Limit Man. Thank you to Darryl. Thank you to everybody for inviting us to showing us love out there Saturday night. We had a ball and hoping we can get invited again and do it again.
Had a great time, man. Like I said, thank you, No Limit Larry. Thank you to Dr. Israel. Thank you to her husband, Daryl Israel. We appreciate everything. Like I said, it was a great atmosphere. Great to see a bunch of like I said, Black people just having them a good time, and it also was a purpose to this too as well, because there was giving an award. I think it went to No Limit Larry. They were doing like a food drive. I think that's what it was, Mike.
Yeah.
So it was some awards being given out there. So it was a great event. Shout out to the hosts that was out there. Shout out to the live band that they had out there. Real good music, 2 live singers that they had out there. So like I said, everything was top notch. Everybody had a nice time. Everybody was very cordial, speaking to each and every one, everybody that we talked to, and
it was top notch.
It was nice. It's top notch, man. Yeah,
it was top notch. So I mean, like I say, thank y'all again. And then, like I say, we didn't have a lot of footage of it because we didn't really know. We didn't want to go in there and be like clowns and just having our phones and recording.
Just recording.
People with their suits and tuxedos on. So we trying to figure out. But like I say,
and
we finally got to rub elbow with people and stuff.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to go in there. We wanted to look professional and this, that, and the other. But like I say, we put up a little bit.
And the atmosphere didn't present itself to be doing that.
Exactly.
Because nobody really had their cameras up like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So, but like I say, we did have a ball. Like I say, so and like I say again, this is Christmas Eve. So everybody out there have a happy holidays.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Be safe. Be Merry Christmas. Be safe, man. We're gonna get back at you next week again. We're gonna hit you with another episode. Holla at you boys on the backside. Peace out, man.
Took a deuce. And like I said, rest in peace to Ricky Henderson. Shot. And my condolences to his family and friends. Mod
Rest
Speaking
out, Ricky.
Podcast, man. We out.
Peace out, man.
Peace out. All right. Boom. All right, that's it. That's it. Hold on, let me see if I can upload it to this thing here.
Now it'll upload from there to YouTube.
Well, I got Riverside up, so it'll upload to the Riverside. Then I got to add the our intro.